Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we are going to create this simple typography animation. Let's begin. First, create a new composition. Choose whatever size and duration you want. The only thing you have to keep in mind that select Cinema 4D renderer instead of Classic 3D. Now let's type the text. Lisa. Let's put it in center of the composition by using Align panel. Well, this text will be for reference only. So let's duplicate this layer and lock the bottom one. And here let's delete all letters except L. Nothing will show up until we turn off bottom layer. And now use pan behind tool and put anchor point from where you want it to rotate. If you put it like this, it may require animation for position parameter as well. So generally we keep it in the middle. Now let's make this layer 3D. Open its properties and inside of geometry options, let's increase extrude amount to 10. Now open rotation parameter and rotate it on y-axis in negative direction. And set its value such that you will get flat line only. Something like this, but still it's not perfectly flat. So maybe negative 96 degrees. Yeah, that's fine. And if you're wondering why this flat line is there, this is because of the extrusion. At this point, we are looking at the text from the back. That's why we can see only straight line. Time to add some animation. Add a keyframe to Y rotation and after 15 frames, set it to 0. It will look like this. A different kind of morphing. Now duplicate this layer. Go to end of the animation. Now using position parameter, move it to right side. Edit the letter and use very bottom layer to set it at the actual place. Well, it looks it's overriding on the bottom layer very well. So let's remove all keyframes and use pan behind tool and change its anchor point's position first. Go to the first frame and start animating Y rotation. Just as before, rotate it till we get flat line. That's good. Now we can change its color again. And in case if you want to change this line's thickness, you can go to geometry options of the layer and increase extrude amount. It will change thickness, but for now, I'm keeping it to 10. Let's now open rotation parameter, add keyframe to Y rotation, move 15 frames forward and set it to 0. So, first two letters are done. Now same process again. Duplicate this layer, move it to right side, change the text, and taking help of the bottom layer, adjust its position. Same as before, open Y rotation, remove all keyframes, and set anchor point to the middle. Now animate Y rotation. And of course, sometimes you have to struggle with Y rotation's value in order to get perfect straight line. But there is no theory of it. We have to do it manually. Well, that's fine. Now duplicate this layer and animate it just as we did it 3 times before. But in this case, there is much gap between last two lines and all are not distributed properly. So we have to animate position parameter as well. Add one more keyframe at the 15th frame, and at the first one, move it to left side so that there will be equal gap between all. It will disturb rotation of the letter, so reset it one more time. Alright, maybe position needs little more adjustment. It depends up to your visualization. Now rest is same. Add keyframe to Y rotation and on 15th frame set it to 0. So our animation will look like this. Now let's change color of last two letters. So one part is done and we don't need this reference layer anymore. That's good. Now select all layers from top to bottom pattern and now copy and paste these layers. Press U key to show animated parameters and remove all keyframes. Now select bottom 4 layers. Shift these to right side, maybe up to 20th frame. Now we have to animate these layers position parameter. Let me zoom in screen. So let's start with this layer. Move it to right side a little bit. 920 pixels in round figure. Actually, let me undo it and add a keyframe to its position and Y rotation as well. Now go to 10th frame and add one more keyframe here. On the first one, change position value to 920 pixels on x-axis and change Y rotation value a little bit so that line will be straight. Yeah, that's fine. Now time to work on this layer. Add keyframes to both position and Y rotation parameters on the first and 15th frame also. Now on the first one, keep position value to 920 pixels on x-axis and change the rotation value accordingly. Do same for other two layers. The only difference will be instead of 10 frames, keep animation up to 15 frames long just because these two letters will have to move much distance than any other one. It's done. Turn on all layers. So animation will look like this. Let me close these panels. When we move forward, we don't need these lines here obviously. So let's trim these layers just before bottom layers begin. Alright, if you look closely these lines, this one is bit small than other ones. So what we can do, open its scale parameter, add a keyframe to it, go to end of the animation, add same keyframe here, and here where animation begins, unlink it and make it little big on y-axis so that these all will be of same size. And the same you can do here, open scale parameter, add a keyframe to it. Now actually we don't need any keyframe here. We can simply change this line's height. I mean, whatever you feel good for your animation, you can change that like so. Even use ruler and by using guides, check for line height. Although second one is little small, but no worries. You know how to change that. Now time to play with graphs. So select all layers, open position parameter and select whole keyframes holding Shift key. Right click and add easy ease to these. Now one by one using graph editor, make animation fast on the first keyframe and slow on the last one. Alright, let's check whole animation. Excellent. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel and hit thumbs up button if you like this video.